Thank you for being with us. It is such a pleasure to be able to do this with you today. I'm really, really excited.
I'm so excited too. I know, Natasha, last time we did it together. Today, I'm going to do a little bit more kind of from the skin to beauty, as you mentioned. And you're going to be my co-pilot along the way as we kind of talk products and ingredients and all the stuff that we love to talk about.
Going to be great. I'm really excited. And if there's anything from any of you that you have, if you have questions, there is a Q&A function at the bottom that you are welcome to use. We invite you to do that. Our team, we've got some folks from LovelySkin as well as from the Glo Skin Beauty team who are going to be answering some questions. I see we've got some folks here from San Diego. So we've got some West Coast kids and some East Coast. So thank you for that. Feel free to drop your questions in there. Our team will be providing answers. If Anna's talking about any products, we'll make sure that we put links out for you so that you can grab those in the chat as well. So feel free to do that. And then after Anna drops all this amazing knowledge on us, and I will be chit-chatting with her throughout, we'll also be able to have some time for a Q&A at the end where we'll talk a little bit more specifically. Maybe we'll circle back on eyes. I know there's a lot of questions that came in the pre-question area and the registration about best ways to use eyeliner and how it matches and benefits and things like that. So we'll circle back on all of that. But in the meantime, Anna, take it away.
Oh, I'm so excited. And from what I understand, a lot of people are somewhat new to Glo Skin Beauty. So in a nutshell, I want to give you a little bit of an idea of who we are before we get going. And then throughout this next 60 minutes with us, you're going to learn a lot more about who we are as a brand. But believe it or not, we've been around for over 20 years. It's closer to 25. And we've really focused on the professional market. So we pride ourselves in products that create transformation or change in the skin, because you're like me, a lot of us have, we have concerns, we have conditions, we have things that we'd like to resolve just to get that really incredible skin that we're all looking to achieve. And so Glo Skin Beauty actually started with a collection of peels specifically designed for the professional market. And so that's why a lot of people haven't heard about us, because we've been in treatment rooms, we've been in your physician offices, we've been with your favorite estheticians and skin therapists out there. Those are the products that oftentimes they're using on you in service. After our peel collection launched for the professionals for a number of years, the extension to that was a lot of things we do in service creates redness in the skin. A lot of things can create this little temporarily sensitized state. And people have lives. They want to get on with their busy lives, post-treatment, they have things to do. So what can we put on the skin? And we developed a mineral makeup collection you can put on directly post-treatment. You can use on the most sensitized skin. You can use for acneic clients. So anyone really looking to help protect their skin, perfect their skin with great, clean and clinical mineral makeup, we're your go-to. And then from there, we know there are products that we want to use at nighttime. And so we have a skincare home collection as well. So started just in the professional treatment room, then extended with mineral makeup collection. And now we have skincare home care as well. So what you're seeing today is kind of this beautiful hybrid that was actually launched about a year ago when we found ourselves in the pandemic and closures. And with so many of our professional partners, salons, spas, medi-spas, physicians' offices being closed, they couldn't see their clients. We had their clients, on the other hand, saying, well, I want to maintain my skin. I want to perform, support my therapist. How can we do that? And so we developed this concept of a peel in a box. So within that box, you get everything that you need to perform one single pro level or pro grade peel service. So this is really fun because you can do this at home completely on your own. You have a direction cards. So basically what I'm doing today is I'm going to walk through the steps. I'm going to apply everything. So you're going to kind of see this card come to life. But you have this. This is one that we hear at like Mother's Day and like virtual happy hours. So many people like to get on and do little peel parties. But it really is just a fun way to kind of take your home care to the next level. With that said, I know we started with the our poll question. I'd love to get a little gauge for the variety of people that we have in the audience today and your peel expertise or your peel, exposure, we'll say. So we have a peel question. Let's see. I have my mic up all the way. I'm so sorry. I will speak louder, and maybe I'll try to come a little closer as well to that mic. So let me know if you can or can't hear me. LovelySkin, I see that you did message me, but hopefully the sound's coming in a little bit better now. All right, so let's show that poll question for peel experience, if you don't mind. All right, so when we talk about peels so much to us for so many years were what you were booking appointment or service for and receiving in the professional world. It absolutely is where we have so many great products today, but we also have a home care version. So we'd love to know, what's your experience with the peel? Do you receive them regularly meaning every 4 to 8 weeks, maybe even quarterly? Maybe you've done it once or twice. Maybe you've never done it. And I feel like this is really incredible. So 3 out of 11 individuals, so not yet, but you're curious. I'm so glad that you're here with us today, because I feel like the peel box is the perfect introduction before you'd maybe think about booking a professional service. It kind of preps your skin, gets it ready for what the pro would do a little bit at the deeper level. Let's get started in terms of off camera. I've already cleansed, so I have nothing on my face. I do have a little liner and a little mascara on my eyes because we're going to go right from skin to a little light glam look. So I kind of cheated off camera, but in the peel box, again, all products, all accessories. So I have cleansed my skin already with Hydra Bright AHA cleanser. And now I'm going to start the peel process. And this is where it really finds this beautiful in between for a lot of the normal products that we have at home and that we've experienced before. So you probably have at least heard of, peel pads, love peel pads, those single-use products though, that you're putting on that offer a little bit of exfoliation with hydroxy acids. I'm using a liquid exfoliant right now. It's called Hydra Bright Pro 5 Liquid Exfoliant. I'm going to pour half of this bottle onto a little cotton pad. And this is the idea of a single-use product where we're introducing light exfoliation. We're helping to, separate, break down, and dissolve the bonds between surface skin cells, allowing them and encouraging them to detach or exfoliate.
Okay, so Anna, this is
Yes.
again, voice from the heavens, it seems.
I love it.
I wanted to ask you a question. So as you're putting this on, we've talked about, several of people answered the poll, have never tried peels. Others have had some as a splurge. Where does this as an at-home treatment fit into a regimen? Because the pro peels that you get, from an esthetician, a professional esthetician, they work wonders. They're amazing. And I know that these are professional grade products. So how does it fit in? Does this replace? Does this enhance?
Yeah, it really can enhance and extend. So if you are getting professional services, a lot of times our pros will get you on a peel program or series where they're having you use a peel box 2 weeks before you come in to see them. And then it can be 4 weeks after you see them. And that really takes whatever you did in that pro treatment room to the next level. So extending, enhancing, kind of a really great prep. For those of you that aren't receiving professional services or haven't yet, you can introduce yourself to the world of peels because again, so I did 1 layer. So again, that's typically what we do at home, right? Either a peel pad, a liquid exfoliant, something that we put over our skin, we've done it. So that's kind of our normal home care experience with liquid exfoliation, kind of into that peel realm. I actually then use the second half of that bottle. I'm doing a second layer. And this is when we're starting to get into the pro level where it's multiple layers and different types of products that are acidic and low pH that are going a little deeper into the skin than we're doing on a frequent basis. So this would be something that you can use once a month at home. If you're wanting to, kind of take your home care to that next level, have a little bit of a treatment room experience at home. But you can also, again, if you are getting services kind of before and after to help to kind of bookend and piggyback. All right, so this is the Hydra Bright Pro 5 Liquid Exfoliant. Let me just tell you, this is the perfect makeup prep. So for those of you that are like, hey, I love something that really refines my skin, smooths my skin, gives me a little bit of brightness, we have clinical results that show all of those things happen after a single use with this product. So this product In the peel kit, it's teeny tiny. And it's a single use. I did 2 layers for the retail version of it. And I think that I saw that we have, yep, I see the link that Ashley dropped in there. That is a 2 or 3 month amount for you if you're using it either 2 or 3 times per week. So generally speaking, exfoliation isn't anything that you're doing every day. It's something that you're kind of pacing out. And that's why, again, going from a few times a week to a monthly peel box, you really help to amp up and graduate, leveling up your experience. So I'm making sure that this is absorbed in, which it is. You're going to see I start to get a little pink. So I have that skin that flushes and blushes really easily. It's something that when I do an active service like this, my skin's going to be pink for about 2 hours. So you're seeing me in 60 minutes go from skin to beauty prep. If I was really doing this kind of in real time, I would do this before like a special occasion makeup, an event that I was going to be doing kind of a glam look for. I would do this the night before. The nighttime is skin's natural repair process. So anything that we do prior to going to bed, you're helping to kind of stimulate that natural resurfacing, kind of renewal of the skin, repair of the skin. And doing a peel box prior to bed is a great way to kind of kickstart that. And so the next product that I'm putting on, so I did 2 layers of that Hydra Bright Pro 5 liquid exfoliant. I'm now taking peel prep. So now this is technically my 3rd layer in the peel process, and I haven't even applied the peel yet. So that's when you're seeing, how different this is from our normal kind of one-off products in our routine, where everything's in here and it's really giving you, that kind of that controlled experience. Always think about like a pool where you kind of dip your toes in and then you go a little deeper, maybe to your hips before you jump in, kind of getting acclimated to that water. So it's not such a shock to the system. I know some of you on the line are like, no, I just dive in. I just go in. And I know you, and believe me, I'm a product junkie as well. We're like, we want it to sting. But this is something that when we're using content of acid. So in Hydra Bright Pro 5, we had a 10% blend of 5 acids. In peel prep, I have citric acid, some witch hazel. I have some other ingredients in a low pH that I'm starting to go a little bit deeper into the skin. You don't want to overshock the skin because what happens? Well, has anyone ever experienced irritation? Where your skin gets stingy, it gets angry, anything, sometimes even just splashing water on it. You're like, what in the world happened? And your skin's just like, I don't want anything to touch me. The other thing, you can create kind of the bumps, congestion, and breakouts on the skin. So we want the results. We don't want what we consider downtime, kind of those results where our skin has to kind of repair itself. And so that's when, if you're doing it in a controlled way, you're introducing it gradually. So your skin's kind of taking it in and it's like, oh, okay, I'm ready for it. Give me the peel. And that's what we're going to do now. But prior to that, I have this little product called Barrier Balm. Now this is we have 2 of our Glo Skin Beauty experts on the phone today. So Janina and Stephanie, this is a product that I think they both have like 5 of these. Everywhere they're at, this is like what you have by bedside. This is what you have kind of in whatever purse, your desk, wherever you are. Barrier Balm, if you can kind of see it, it's clear. It's that beautiful, kind of balmy texture that just really adds a conditioning factor. It helps to moisturize the skin. In a peel service, it creates truly a barrier. So wherever I put this product, the peel won't be able to penetrate. And it's one of those things that a lot of times people are like, okay, that's crazy. I want to peel everything. I want to peel my face off. And while I applaud the thought in terms of, hey, peeling is good, resurfacing is good. You help to stimulate collagen, elastin. You help to remove those dull surface cells that make your skin, feel a little bit more textured, look dull. Hyperpigmented spots can help to lift and even out. All of that sounds great, but there are specific areas on the face that if you are using strong products, again, you start going into that irritation potential. The eyes, it's a thinner, more delicate skin than the remainder, kind of the rest of your face. And so this is something that when I am using a peel on my face, I'm going to protect my eyes. If I'm wanting to do a little exfoliation, around the eye area, I'm going to choose a product that is really developed for that thin skin. It's pretty much going to use things that oftentimes are like retinol alternatives. So maybe bakuchiol, that can be something really light hydroxy acid content, maybe like lactic acid because it's that nice large molecule, but it's developed for that tissue. All right, so I'm going around the eye. You're going to see I'm making this little circle. For those of you that are going to experience a peel box, which I hope, kind of post this session, you will. If you have microbladed brows, if you have powder brows, if you have anything permanently or semi-permanently done to your brow area, you want to protect it. And I even go a little bit above it. Protect that investment. We're not wanting to stimulate exfoliation and lift pigment. So really make sure to cover that. After I do the eye area, I'm going to go around my nose. Ooh, you can see do you see how I'm already getting pink? So you see how this is active. A little activity is absolutely normal. It's to be expected because we're bringing we're introducing products that are below the skin's natural pH in order to create and stimulate that exfoliation process. Now, if it was like, oh my gosh, my skin's on fire, that's an indicator that it's like, okay, we put 3 products on. Am I putting the peel on? Okay, I'm looking, it says leave the peel on 3 to 5 minutes. Maybe I'm going to leave it on 1, 2, check in, remove at 3. So really kind of, you're able to customize your experience. For me, again, knowing my skin, I get pink, it kind of flushes and blushes. I'm really being mindful of what is the activity? Am I feeling a lot of sting? Am I feeling a lot of heat? That's pretty mild. So if I would say a 0 being, I just put water on my face, I don't feel anything, to 5, my skin's on fire, I'd say I'm probably around a 1 maybe now, if anything, a little bit of warmth, but the tingle has gone after about 30 seconds of the application. But again, my skin gets a little bit more reactive. All right, so we have barrier bombed eyes, nose, and lips. So we've protected those areas. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the star of the show. So within this peel box, again, we used 2 products, but we did 3 total layers. We protected, and now we're going to use our peel. So Hydra Bright AHA Glow Peel. This features 10% vegan lactic acid. So we've had other hydroxy acids, other blends and mixes on our face. Now this is the one that really just heroes out lactic. Lactic is one, and you'll see that I said vegan. So lactic acid is originally derived from sour milk. And so newer, more modern versions are synthesized. So they're created in the lab, and it really serves multiple purposes. Number one, vegan is, we see a trend or something that is highly requested in our industry from a lot of our clients. So we know that vegan concerns, not using animal-derived ingredients is something that's not going away. And so hearing that, that's already a really great thing. But number 2, think in terms of exfoliation. When we're going deeper into the skin than our products normally would travel, when we are doing something to stimulate cell turnover and renewal, and we're actually using hydroxy acids that are creating a controlled wound to the skin, we want to make sure that we have full confidence in what level that's traveling. So synthesized ingredients have that pure consistency that every single time you use it, every single batch we produce is going to be identical. In nature, there's variance and there's variety, and that is a beautiful thing, but not when it comes to peels. So generally speaking, a lot of our hydroxy acids will be, as you can see, I'm going to take this. It looks like a giant Q-tip. Always makes me laugh every time I see it. I see it for years. Natasha mentioned I've been in the industry for a minute. It's been 17 years that I've been licensed. I think almost 18 at this point. But I'm just starting to apply this peel. Normally, I have a pigmentation spot that you can slightly see that little shadow. Sometimes the video allows to soften your complexion, but I have a little pigmentation spot. Normally, I apply all my products there in terms of that's where my pigmentation is. I want it, even if it's 30 seconds longer, I want it on there longer. But when I'm working with gravity against me and I'm sitting up, I always kind of start at the cheek level so that I can really gauge the product. I'm not wanting this. If I drip right now, I'm going to drip down my cheek. If I drip here, I have potential to get into my eye. So I'm wanting to make sure I'm technically doing one layer. I'm just doing a really nice kind of saturated, thorough layer. You're going to see that we put more than enough product. So I'm applying to face, but I can totally come down to neck, décolleté, back of hands. You really have enough in this peel box to get a full on application. So I'm feeling good that I've got this down. I'm going to now travel to my forehead and we just kind of go over. I'm making sure I'm feeling, that coolness when the product is applied. So that's at 10% vegan lactic acid. Lactic acid is a large molecule hydroxy acid. Reason I love, yes.
Sorry, quick question for you. If I'm going to take this peel and go a little bit further past my face and I want to do my neck, décolleté, my hands or something like that, you pointed out the areas of sensitivity on the face. Are there any areas that we need to be conscientious of if we're doing on neck or décolleté? I know that they're a little thinner anyway.
Yeah, and neck, I feel like it's like your cheek and the neck where we have those dense capillary networks, and they tend to be a little bit more, prone to having freakouts, I feel like, especially with really active products. So the neck area is one that if you've never used chemical exfoliants like hydroxy acids or retinols on the neck area, you can always do a little patch test. So just do a little spot. You can test one of the products, wait 24 hours, see how your skin responded to it. But even if you're like, okay, I know I have really sensitive skin. I know my cheeks, I flush and blush. My skin is thin, it's delicate. I want to avoid the neck. I'm doing that today just because I literally did another peel party on Monday. So my skin, I got a little exfoliated, but skipping and going to the décolleté is so phenomenal. That's more getting into a little bit more resistant skin. So not as sensitive, not as reactive. Oftentimes an area that has a lot of exposure though, with the neckline of a lot of our tops, we're getting that sun hit. Even if we're diligent about wearing sunscreen on a daily basis, pigmentation can start showing up. Texture can start showing up. You can start seeing a little bit of crepiness, on that décolleté area. So bringing down, even if you're like, I know I'm sensitive, or I'm not totally sure if I'm sensitive, but I'm going to be on the safe side. So I'll skip here, but I'm going to apply here. And then back of hands. I totally recommend back of hands because so much exposure, you really start to see pigmentation, really starting kind of like mid 30s plus. It's one that even when I'm applying a lot of my skincare products, I try to do a lot of adding to the back of my hand, or even if I put it in the palm, I do a little swipe to the back of my hand for like brighteners, different things like that, vitamin C products. So it's getting a little bit of that goodness that we're putting on our face on a regular basis that we might be forgetting about on the hands. All right, so that barrier balm, I went crazy with it. It's like getting in my mouth. All right, I'm a talker. Can you guys tell?
But
okay, so we put this on. You see, it didn't get really much more red than I was kind of after that first, kind of that first 1 to 3 layers. So a little bit of pink here on this cheek area, a little bit more on that right-hand side than the left-hand side. Other than that, I'm not seeing a lot of visible redness, which for me is kind of crazy because I normally just get red all over. And I'm not really, again, feeling a lot of activity. I'm not feeling any stinging. It's not uncomfortable. It actually feels nice. And for those of, Jan is in San Diego, so she's in sunny San Diego. But for those of us, I'm in Denver, Colorado. I have a little cool, kind of weather. Sometimes it's nice when you're like, ooh, that actually is really, it's kind of warm and cozy. I enjoy it. So it's good. But we leave this on for 3 to 5 minutes. And this is something that, again, you're kind of monitoring when you're at home doing this process. How is your skin looking in the mirror? You can kind of do a little touch test to see, does it feel really, really hot? Are you feeling a lot of prickle sensation on the skin? Those are great indicators that you don't have to wait the full 5 minutes. You can, bring in and neutralize it a little sooner. And then maybe the next peel box, you'll leave it on for a little longer. And so I think that's one of the things that a lot of times, and I'm guilty of it as well, where we're just like, we want to go all in with products in terms of, especially if we're introducing something new to our skin that we've never done before, know that we have the ranges where I could get another peel box. I can do this another time and maybe I'll keep it on for a little longer. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good. We're doing pretty good on timing as well. So what I'm going to do at this point is neutralize the peel. So again, how this differs from our normal kind of routine of products it's usually a single product that we use that has exfoliation benefits. And then we'll go to like serums, moisturizers, kind of sealing in, hydrating. When we're using a peel box, we're actually bringing a treatment room experience to your bathroom where you're using multiple products, sometimes in multiple layers, to have a little bit more of a deeper and controlled effect to go deeper into the skin. And that's what's, again, helping to take it to that next level for you. So to deactivate this product, we have a product called Peel Prep, and this smells really fantastic. This is one that I always joke about. We need to make like a holiday candle or something because it just smells so good. And the other thing that I'm going to be applying with, the first two were just little gauze, so I'm going to toss those, but I'm going to use my two special applicators that are included in this peel box as well. So number one, they come in this little cute little mesh bag. This is your wash bag. So if you've ever had reusable cotton rounds, make sure you hang on to your mesh bag, because this is when you're washing, toss it in so you're not having to scramble and try to find these little tiny things, in that load of laundry. So I'm going to pour half of peel neutralizer onto one of my cotton pads. I'm going to try to do this fancy and put my little fingers through the pad. And then I'm just going to wipe over. So this smells amazing. It's super cooling. This is deactivating our peel. How we do that? So I've talked a little bit about pH in reference to a lower pH than our skin. So let's even just do a really just general pH scale. So 0, when we're looking at 7 on a pH scale, we can go all the way up to 14, but 7 is neutral. Anything below 7 is acidic, and anything above 7 is alkaline. Our skin is naturally acidic, and you've probably heard this before, but our skin's number one job is protection. So we want to keep bad things from entering. So like bacteria, microorganisms, think of pollutants, things like that. But we also want to keep the good things in. So being naturally acidic on the surface allows to repel and allows to create that barrier of protection so that bad things aren't able to enter our skin. And so it ranges between that 7 as neutral, about 4.5 to 5.5. I've seen some ranges like 4 to 6. So in order to exfoliate, we need to go below that. So generally speaking, your alpha hydroxy acids, your beta hydroxy acids, the pH levels are going to be, something under 4. So what we use today, we have a 3.5 pH. So multiple products that, again, going below the skin's natural pH so that we can dive a little bit deeper.
Anna, keeping that in mind, is there anything that as you're getting ready to do a peel that you wouldn't want to use on your skin for a few days or something beforehand, knowing that we're changing those levels?
I do. I really recommend, because it's one of those things that we have access to so many incredible ingredients. There's so many. LovelySkin, you are the prime example in terms of you really curate this incredible selection of professional products. So you see a lot of retinol, you see a lot of hydroxy acids. We have them in Glo Skin Beauty as well in multiple products. Even the cleanser that I use today has 1% vegan lactic acid. So you can use these and find these in a lot of different things. Retinol is really the one in terms of it provides such a resurfacing effect, especially if it's a retinol-based serum, where that's kind of the star of the show. We recommend at least 3 days prior to your peel box that you discontinue that up to a week, and especially if you've been using it a long time. So on one hand, using retinol, using hydroxy acids in your normal kind of routine is the perfect way to prep for peel boxes, for professional services. You do want to give a little break just so that it's not just, kind of same day of or like right prior. That's such a great question. All right, so I am removing this. You'll see I'm trying to take barrier balm off as I go as well. All right, okay. So I'm a little pink. I told you I was going to be, though, so it's no surprise to you, no surprise to me either. I have one more product in my peel box that I'm going to be applying before we switch over to our skin prep and complexion ready. So where all of these things were single use. So again, enough product. And oftentimes, even if you did full face, neck, décolleté, back of hand application, a lot of times you're going to have a little bit of product left over, but we specifically are giving you one product in this peel box that is designed to extend your peel. And so this is Hydro Bright Alpha Arbutin drops. So alpha arbutin, an ingredient that you're probably very familiar with, a phenomenal brightener to the skin, especially if we're seeking things, and we've been doing this, a lot of us in the professional channel, non-hydroquinone brighteners that can be really effective. Alpha arbutin is incredible. We also have azelaic acid in this formula. We have lactic acid in this formula. So a little bit of exfoliation, a little bit of brightening effect with it. This is an incredible non-hydroquinone, a botanical and brightening based serum. You can use it day and night. You don't have to stop using it. And we're giving you enough in this bottle to utilize it in your peel service. So right now, I'm going to be applying it. So this is going to just give me a little bit of boost of benefit. Since I've exfoliated, this is going to penetrate a little deeper than it would normally on its own. So I'm getting kind of like the max benefit of it right now. And then from here, I've got a lot more product left. So it's really going to be one of those things in terms of me personally saying, okay, I'm sensitive. It has lactic acid. I don't really use a lot of active skincare products. So I'm going to use this 2 to 3 times a week. In that case, it's going to be a 4-week use for you. If you say, hey, I don't really have sensitive skin, and maybe I haven't used a lot, but my skin doesn't, it's a little bit more resistant. I don't blush. I've never really experienced, the kind of that sting factor effect. Then you can say, and I want to get maximum glow from this peel box. This peel box is called Hydro Bright AHA Glow Peel. I want full on, I want glam glow. I want as much as possible. And so you can use it 5 times per week, and that will last you about a 2-week process. And so it's just fun that you're taking your single service and really helping to personalize it into your routine, kind of get a little bit more familiar with using, especially serum products that are more active, are really targeting what your concerns are. So this peel box is going to be great for everyone, I think, because who doesn't want more radiant skin? Who doesn't want a little bit more of an evening of the complexion and really that glow boost? I feel like it never goes out of style. It's year round, like top request from so many individuals. And this consideration I just wanted to mention too, is that with the content of hydroxy acids and how we've created and crafted these formulas, all sensitivity levels are open to this box. All complexion levels are able to use this box. And I love that thoughtfulness in terms of, generally speaking, sometimes really strong products, very sensitive skin is going to have a really extreme reaction to it. It's kind of like, hey, you can't use it. Medium and deeper complexions have a tendency, if the skin, uses something that's really aggressive, it can hyperpigment. And so all of that consideration as we were developing these peel boxes was put into play. And we are so confident and so excited that we have opened the world of peel boxes to a lot of individuals that have never received peels before, have been scared to receive peels before. They can see how easy it is and can amp up their home care so easily. And it's fun when you kind of get more people in it. Can you use the full size serum after you're finished with a glow peel to extend results? Absolutely. So this is one that I mentioned at the very beginning. So in this peel box, I mentioned Hydro Bright Pro 5 Liquid Exfoliant. This is tiny baby. In the real world, it's a 2-ounce bottle. So again, it's from 2 to 3 months supply. This one in this peel box, this is a 15 ml. So this is a half size of the retail version. So the retail version is a 30 ml or a 1 ounce. And so this is going to, again, based on that 2 to 3 times a week, extending for 4 weeks, or 5 times a week, being about 2 weeks supply, you can really help to continue this. This is one that, again, if you are familiar with hydroquinone ingredients, it's one, or hydroquinone based products, it's one that you had to limit your exposure. So you're using it nighttime only. It's something that you want to give your skin a break from. So you're using it for maybe 6 months and then giving your skin a break. All right, this is one that you can use day or night. No issues with sensitization factors. And also you can use it year round. So you're not having to discontinue the use for it. This is one that I feel like a lot of times people are like, is it really strong? Like, am I really going to see brightening results? It's really incredible what we're able to do in this world of, kind of this technology era that we live in. I think oftentimes we think of all these cool tech gadgets that we have. Same goes in our world in terms of cosmetics. and formula and skincare and what we're able to do with ingredient technology. Botanically based ingredients, especially when you're combining them together, you're adding in other things like I mentioned, this has lactic acid. You are creating these incredible formulas that deliver visible results to the skin. And again, because we started in the professional channel with professional services, that you're paying someone for something you have an expectation. These products have to deliver. We're so rooted in creating transformation in the skin that it really lends itself to everything all of the products that we use. All right, so my skin is peeled at this point, and we have also put our serum on. I think we got to keep this show on the road, right? We have 20 more minutes, and we've got a little skin prep before we do a light bit of color. So I am going to tell you, I've been in the industry for a long time. I am very well rooted in skincare. And I love this kind of in between, because as a non-makeup artist, sometimes it's a little intimidating. And I'm like, I don't even know where to start. I feel like some of the questions that came in, people were like, so how do you apply eyeshadow? And I'm like, great question. I ask the same thing to our makeup artists all the time. And it is, you're kind of like, where do I go? I love it when we play in the space that's right in between. So it's this hybrid. So it's skin, it's beauty, it's a little bit of both. It's not one or the other, because I feel like there's a less of a fear factor, less intimidation. It's just so easy. So one of the first products that I'm going to be putting on today is our Moisturizing Tint SPF 30 Plus. This product is one of those incredible multitaskers, right? So who doesn't love a product that does like 10 things? I feel like we almost have this expectation that we're like, it should moisturize, check. It should be a wash of color. So it's kind of like a tinted light foundation, check. It should provide sunscreen, check. Oh yeah, I'm putting some other hydrators, maybe botanical soothers, like all of these things I want in this product and in, kind of all the products that we use. So I'm going to use a little bit of this, applying with my fingertips. Could I apply with a blender? Absolutely. This is super sheer. I want you to see this, and I'm really, really hoping that this helps it translate on screen. But this is one that it is super sheer, and I feel like it blows me away. I'm going to try to do a half baked. Let's try. Let's see if we can do it. This was, and maybe remember, this was my more red side. I have a lot of redness, but this is something that it is incredible. I feel like for a long time we lived in this world of choice, right? So it's like you had to choose. I want coverage. So it's like thick. It was heavy, it was cream, or I want light. And then light, it was like, where did it go? I feel like, again, with ingredient technology, with what they're able to do with micronizing minerals, so that you can have, a lightweight formula that also covers, it's crazy. But how cool is this? Okay, so again, I'm just applying this with my fingers, just over here. Can you see the difference? I can. I hope you can on camera. But it's just one of those things, still have a little bit of radiance. So that's one of the really beautiful things that you have when minerals are in the mix. I'm going to go to the other side.
Yeah, I really love that. And it looks great. The coverage is just enough. And for someone like me, I tend to keep my makeup really simple. What I love about this peel is you do get that glow. You get that nice, healthy skin look, and then you can just apply this really beautiful light sunscreen and have a little bit of coverage. You can maybe come in with lips and eyes, and really that could be a look. Like you don't even have to go super glam if you don't want to.
I'm so with you. And I feel like it's one of those things too, that the mask wearing that we all, really had to become accustomed to, where it went to this point where kind of less and less, because you're like, wow, transfer, that's not fun. And then I almost think a lot of us started embracing, where I don't want to cover up. I really want my skin to look like my skin. And how many people, I know that we have maskne. I know that was an issue that we were, treating either sensitization or breakouts, but how many people did we also hear that were like, I'm actually starting to clear up conditions that I've had for a long time. And so I think it's one of those things that we really started embracing, where we just want to enhance. And this is one of those beautiful products that it's helping to moisturize, but it's going into that world of beauty where it's just a little wash of color. Again, I have surface redness. I have a little pigmentation. Can we just cover it up? But my skin still look like my skin? Like I don't want it to look where I can't see, my skin underneath. And so I think it's just really, really a fun place for us to say.
Is this a particular shade? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'm using shade light on my face. Medium is our most popular shade. And it's one of those that I have to tell you, the sheer formula, and when you put it on the skin, I feel like there's something that the skin, kind of warms up to it. And it almost, I normally say it for lip color, and like the color blooms. But I feel like when it warms up, it really does kind of like custom match to your skin, and kind of, if you're in that light realm, you have a little bit of like a cool neutral or golden undertone. It really kind of lends itself, as long as you're tonally, kind of the depth of color you're there. It really lends itself to what's going on the surface as well as your undertone. So I could stop there, but we're not going to. I have Luminous Liquid Foundation SPF 18. This is actually my personal one. So I just brought it in to the office with me today. I'm going to do the tiniest. Uh-oh, that was more than I wanted. We're going to wipe away a little bit of that. I'm going to do a tiny little bit because, again, it's one of those things that I'm not wanting to totally cover, but because my cheeks are little, I'm going to do just a little bit on my cheeks. This is where it is. It's like when people say, there are no rules to makeup. This is when you really take advantage of that. Where, again, I have just top off my little pigmentation spot. So it's nice and covered. Little bit of redness on my cheeks because I want to add blush color. So I'm going to just do a little coverage here and then I'm done. You don't have to do a full face. I could have used my fingertips. I could have used a blender. You can use so many different things. You can really customize your products, the amount of payoff that you're getting and the coverage based on your applicator. So even brushes. So I use this is a nice dense flat top brush. So this is going to be, a nice amount of medium to full coverage, but I did a little tiny bit. And so that's how I'm kind of getting this in between where it's like, okay, great. I got it. Love that flexible color, Janina. That's our global artistry lead, Janina, on screen. She's been a makeup artist. Same number of years I've been in skincare. She's been in makeup. So she is the go-to and teaches me every day so much about makeup. I love it.
Nice. And what's that shade again that you're using?
I am using Naturel for my personal shade. So again, when you're looking at that moisturizing tint in the light, Naturel is a really friendly, kind of crossover product. And just goes into that kind of not fair realm, but into that, to that light complexion level. All right. So from here, let's do that. Before we jump into kind of color, I have one more product that we're going to do for kind of complexion prep, but I'd love to know, I applied moisturizing tint SPF 30 plus. I applied a little bit of Luminous Liquid Foundation SPF 18 plus. So I've just used 2 different sunscreens on my face. I'd love to know, we have another poll question. I'd love to know about sunscreen. Are we using it? Are we not? And be honest, it's anonymous, so we won't see it, but it's one of those things that I feel like it's really easy to forget about unless I'm outside today, I'm on vacation. A lot of times that's when you're like, got to take the sunscreen, but manufacturers of products, we're trying to make it so easy for you. So that's why, again, we're mixing it into tinted moisturizer products. So you're not having to layer on a lot of products. It's mixed in. This is at your SPF 30 level. Generally speaking, a 30 is going to be your baseline. That's your great daily protection. This, our foundation that I use today, has an SPF 18. I'm adding in a little extra insurance. Is it doubling it, or is it adding 30 and 18? So I got 48. No, that's not how it works, unfortunately. But I did bump up a little bit. I got a little bit more than 30 protection for the areas that I applied this. But this really, for me, is just a little bit of added insurance. I feel like it's one of those things that the more that we understand about the sun and the damage that the different UV rays cause to the skin, where isn't it wild that something that, has been around for such a long time, there's been so many years of research on it, like we're still exploring, we're still understanding, we're learning about, and the light spectrum in general. A few years ago, what became super popular to talk about? Blue light, right? So it's really interesting, just exposure to the environment is what can we do to help to protect our skin? What types of products? Sunscreen is going to be a great thing. It's just fun. Let's skip. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to assume that it was our poll question was overloaded. Everyone was like, every day. Like, how dare you even ask us that question? So the poll question was like, we're not even showing you these answers because everyone on this call is wearing it. The last thing I'm going to do is a little tiny bit under my eye area. Is this an area that you all have concerns with as well? I feel like, generally speaking, when I'm with a client, the first product that they kind of deem outside of like the basic, like cleanse, moisturize, maybe a serum, the first specialty product that a lot of people want is an eye product. I find a lot of people kind of early to mid 20s, they're like, what can I use? I want to start treating my eye area. I want to focus on prevention. And I feel like it's one of those things that I love it. I think it's so incredible that we have great lightweight products that you can use that are appropriate to use more in that preventative zone. It doesn't have to be really rich and heavy or cream based, especially if you have oily skin, combination skin. You want to target aging, but you don't want to overload or, kind of weigh your skin down. And so the eye area, you can absolutely use creams. You can absolutely use serum type products. We're going to do something a little bit into that complexion realm that adds a little bit of color. So we have this really beautiful trio, and I hope that you agree with me, but doesn't that just look so much fun there? Those three, they're so pretty. So they're called Liquid Bright Concealer. We have 3 different shades, and you'll see one is kind of, we call it High Beam. It's kind of that champagne color, great as for fair to light complexions. You can use it as a concealer, but you can also use it as a little bit of a highlighter, especially into that light, medium, kind of medium deep realm. Then we have one that's called Brighten. So this is a little bit of your golden undertone. And then we have one that's called Sunburst. So this is that really beautiful kind of peachy tone, little bit into that salmon family. And you can use them to help brighten the skin. I'm going to use Golden today. You can use, or Brighten today. You can use Brighten under the eyes. You can use, and I know Brittany from the LovelySkin team, I know you love to use Sunburst under the eyes. That peachy tone is really going to help to work with pigmentation and shadows. I love sometimes to talk just a little bit if my pigmentation is a little bit coming through my forehead. I'd love to do that on areas of pigmentation, but just a little bit of Brighten, and I'm done. It was so easy. And I love these things that, again, that you pick up and you're like, that seems pretty intuitive. It's a little wand. So that's kind of fun to use. It's not anything super complicated. Sometimes when brushes get into the mix, it's like, take this and apply it with your brush. And you're like, which brush? Which one do I go to? So you don't have to use a brush with this. You absolutely can if you want to. You can use a blender. Even after you dab it, you can use a blender if you're wanting to, or just the heat from your fingertips. So we are complexion ready in terms of we've moisturized, hydrated, we've protected our skin, we've evened out the complexion, and we know that we have some really great skincare and skin healthy ingredients on. So already I'm really confident in terms of I've done a peel service on myself that's helping to stimulate exfoliation, cell turnover renewal. And then I'm topping my skin with ingredients that I know are really helping to then focus on repairing my skin, making sure my skin doesn't become irritated. So it's a really, really beautiful balance that we're at. Okay. So we have a little, yes.
Sorry, Anna, I've got 2 questions before we move to makeup. Okay, so as we're moving out of the peel, I know that Stephanie did a great job of answering some questions about post-peel care, but just in case someone hasn't read that, I think that's a really great thing I'd like to talk about really quickly. And then also, I know we've got the serum that is included that we're supposed to use to sort of enhance, but can we talk a little bit about the other Glo Skin Beauty serums that might be great partners for what we're doing here with this peel?
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. And so again, this peel, I feel like it's so universal in terms of who doesn't want a glow? Who doesn't want more radiant skin? But also I find that usually people don't just have one concern. So a lot of times if you're kind of checking the boxes in terms of, are you concerned with pigmentation and aging, or do you have some congestion and breakouts? You can really help to customize from that zone. And that's where I go in terms of, okay, so we're really focusing on radiance factor. What's your next go-to? If you're going to tell me just overall, just aging, one of the serums that is my most favorite is BioRenew EGF drops. The thing that you're going to get with that is that the skin, as we're aging and it just the natural process of wear and tear and breakdown of collagen elastin, we love ingredients that help to, thicken the skin, strengthen the skin, help to support skin strength and health. And it's really unbelievable because I feel like it's not necessarily that our Hydrobright Alpha Arbutin drops kind of targeting that surface, lifting out pigment. I feel like our BioRenew EGF drops, they work on a deeper level. So it's almost this like lit from within kind of radiance and glow factor that you get with it. So I love that for somebody in the anti-aging realm. I feel like the next, kind of extension, we hear aging, we hear acne. So Hydrobright Pro 5 liquid exfoliant, that would be a beautiful product to really help focus on both of those, pigmentation, brightening the skin, smoothing the skin, but also helping to keep skin clear and breakout free. If you're wanting to get into the serum realm, we have Beta Clarity BHA drops. Those really provide kind of all of the top things that we talked about. We touched on retinol today. I've mentioned BHA or beta hydroxy acids, and I've mentioned alpha hydroxy acids. That one serum has all of those things. So it really helps to just give you incredible complexion clarity. And so you can use those in terms of mixing them together. You can use them on maybe in the morning, at night. Anything with retinol that is automatically designated for your nighttime routine. So let's say that I had Hydrobright Alpha Arbutin drops, and my other concern, I really wanted to focus on skin clarity. So I had my Beta Clarity BHA drops. I could use the Alpha Arbutin drops in the morning. I can use my BHA drops at night, or I could even kind of mix in and bring in more brightening into the evening as well, if I want to mix the two together. BioRenew EGF drops, it's kind of like Hydrobright Alpha Arbutin drops. You can use them anytime, day or night. You can mix them together. I really love to just generally, when we're talking about, this is a universal peel box that just really focus on overall radiance. One serum that is so fantastic for everyone to start working into their routine is a daily vitamin C. So I'm sure you hear this from a lot of brands. There's a lot of products out there. We have a product that's called C Shield Anti-Pollution Moisture Tint, and it has a vitamin C combination that helps to be your daily antioxidant support. It has a plant stem cell that focuses on pollution and not allowing pollution to, kind of get into your skin. And it really just helps to overall encourage skin health and brightness. Vitamin C serum is one of those things that you can start using it and maybe not realize the benefits that you're getting until somebody maybe 3-4 weeks after using it regularly, they're like, your skin looks a little different. What have you done? It's one that I find that after you've been using it for a few months, and let's say you run out, and then maybe you don't use it for 3, 4, 5 days, and you're like, my skin looks a little dull. It's one of those things you don't realize all of the benefits that you're getting, especially if you do incorporate it, until you kind of miss out, you take a little break from it, or somebody asks you, what have you been using? You're like, what have I been using? Oh, I added that in. I hope that helped.
No, that was great. Thank you so much.
All right. So I said that this would be quick at the end though. So I'm going to keep you on track for the rest of your dates and where you're all going, because I like things easy. And I love things that we talk about personalization so much in skincare, where you can mix and match and try different things, and something for the morning, something for the night. I often find that the term we use for beauty is like we play, right? So there's so many different ways that you can really help to personalize and customize how you use products. So we have some of our holiday kits. You can find them on LovelySkin website. I'm sure the link will be dropped in, but our Warm Glow Eye Kit comes with a full-size eye quad as well as a full-size mascara. So we have 4 shades that we can play with. We're only going to do one. We're keeping it simple. And this is something where I can grab a brush for a really light, kind of subtle wash of color. I'm actually going to go in with my fingertip, and I am going to just apply the gold shade in this. just with my fingers. Look how easy this is. This is when it's like the question about how do I apply? We have on our blog, I'm sure LovelySkin you do as well. When we talk about the different types, is it a base shadow? Is it a transition shadow? Is it a highlight shadow? There are different placement, kind of like mapping out of the eye area, how to apply. And is this a deeper tone? Is this matte? Is this shimmer? There's so many different guides that you can play with. You can just keep it so simple like this, where it's like, I'm taking one shade, I'm literally using my fingertip to apply it. And I hope you agree that it doesn't look too bad, but when we're talking glam, I just feel like it's one of those things. It's so easy. It's so easy to get there with a little shimmer, a little gold, a little silver, and then even just a little lip, or maybe a bold, dramatic, a big lip. So I feel like this is one, as we're talking a little bit, we have this really incredible, it's called our Suede Matte Crayon. We have a really great collection of these. I pulled 2 shades today because I want to show you that these are designed, they're a lip category item, but you can use a little bit on the cheek area. While I'm doing this, I would love, if we can do a poll question, I'd love to know what your favorite lip color is. What are you really into in terms of, do you love something bright? Like Natasha's sweater today. As soon as I saw her on screen, I was like, oh, I love it. Like certain colors just make you happy when you see them, I feel like. So I'm using Trademark. So this is a Suede Matte Crayon. This is a crayon product. I'm putting it on my finger. I'm doing a little bit on my cheek. Nudes and neutrals can never go wrong. Never go. We've got some classy individuals on the line today. I love it. But nudes and neutrals, because then how much fun is it to play with the eye? It's something that, so you'll see, I'm just, again, all of this, I'm making it so easy, just with my fingertips as we're kind of going through. And then red and kind of those berries, the crimson, the bricks. Aren't those the things that we love to bring in this time of year? I feel like it's one of those where I grabbed crimson. I had to do it. I couldn't resist. So I'm going to do a little bit.
I have to say, Anna, as you're putting that on, one of the things I love about the crayons is they're so rich and they give such great saturation of color. I have all across the spectrum of colors of these lip crayons. I love, love, love them.
I do as well. And did you see how quick this is? But so we had Trademark. We took a shadow quad and just used one color. We took Trademark, a lip color that is really beautiful, but we used it on the cheeks today, so a little something different. We did crimson on the lip. I just feel like even a single shadow with a little shimmer, a nice little bold berry red kind of statement lip, you're already into that glam zone. We have really helped to promote our radiance. So this is even after I rinse off my makeup tonight. I have what we've used for our skin prep prior. I'm going to see glowy, smooth, softer skin. Not only, for today, but that's going to be tomorrow when I wake up, and really extend it over the next 5 to 7 days in a way that you have enhanced our normal skincare products. But I've had so much fun today. I know that it's 101. Natasha, I know I'm a talker. I hope that as we were kind of going through, I know that we had Steph and Janina, as well as your team, helping in the chat box. And I hope that we were able to cover a lot of the questions just with some of our talking points. And I hope that you all had as much fun as I did today in terms of talking skin and products and ingredients and adding a little fun color at the end.
It was so great. Thank you so much, Anna. We did cover a lot of things. There are a couple of one-offs we'll try to put up in the chat over here as far as questions go. But honestly, we covered so much. It's so amazing to have all of your knowledge. So thank you for that. And I hope that everyone, whether you are a super glam or a super neutral and natural kind of person, I hope that you found something today in this glow process that you can use to give yourself just that little boost of radiance, make it look like you just went on vacation, got a little relaxed. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we will definitely be in touch with you. So thank you, Anna.
Thank you so much.